Hey everyone, it is Rhonda. Thank you so much for deciding to spend a few moments of your time with me. I'm not gonna... My videos had been cutting off previously because I was not deleting things and I ran out of storage, but I went ahead and I deleted a bunch of unnecessary things. So, what you may or may not know is that I don't write things down. I don't rehearse things. I just have a general idea of what I'm going to talk about. I say a quick prayer and then I hit record. So, I don't want to just get malicious. You know what I mean? It's just that I have kept my mouth shut a lot about important things, and it really dawned on me that it's possible that I might actually turn 50. And I know that a lot of my peers, they don't want to be 50, or they didn't like being 50 or something like that. But for me, since my dad passed away when he had just turned 40, for me, it's like I didn't expect this. And I had actually been living my life in a way to not make it. But the Lord God blessed me to make it. And I look at it as an honor. And I also look at it as it might not even happen. Because of the untimely deaths of my parents, the one thing that I definitely learned is, life is valuable and it is fleeting. And that's why, I try not to say things that I don't mean, because you might not be here to say, hey, I'm sorry. I don't like to say I'm sorry a lot, I mean, if I'm wrong, I don't have a problem with it, but I don't want to keep saying it all the time, so I don't want to have a reason to say it. Here's something that I'm not sorry about. I'm not sorry about telling the truth about my sister. I'm not sorry about telling the truth about what's going on with my family. Because, if I go down today or tomorrow, then nobody will know. So here we go. So, basically from like 1977 to now, I have been in the grips of an extremely hateful person called Susan Ramsing. And, because I have never... Yes, I've been rude, I've been hateful, I've been mean, I've been vindictive to people in my life. But nowhere near the caliber that this woman is capable of and does. And the thing is that's scary about her is that she'll act like she don't remember things, like blackout style. And that's a real thing. That's a real situation that happens to people. And maybe it happens to people when they've done so many drugs. I don't really know. I'm just trying to use common sense, but I'm not even going to do that because it's not necessary for me to figure it out. What's necessary is for me to say, here, this is a pattern of behavior. Right now, she's got her daughter and my daughter on drugs, and they're like basically a zombie so that she can exploit them. Her 23-year-old daughter is taking extremely sexual pictures on the internet. And when I confronted Susan about it, she said, yeah, we're so pretty. You guys, this person is sick. This is like Ghislaine Maxwell style, except on a small scale because she's got a small brain. But she's abusing the people that are right in her grips, which is her daughter and my daughter. She's exploiting the rebellious nature of my daughter, because my daughter is at that rebellious stage. And instead of my daughter going to a friend or whatever, she just gets to go to her aunt because her aunt is sick like that. Her aunt is sick, like a punk rock scumbag teenager that you could find on the street corner. So my kids don't have to go look for somebody to commiserate and ever talk bad about me. And let me just say, I have not been some kind of walk in the park. I have had a lot of different things that I have done wrong to my children. And I have done everything that I can do to own up to that and to open up the door and to say, let's make this right. But because this witch is over there literally stirring the voodoo pot, for what, guys? You know, I couldn't figure it out. Why? What did I do? Well, because that's just empty right now, and it's just basically demonic. Let's call it what it is. Or, you know, shall we be psychological? Schizophrenic, psychotic, psychopath. I mean, pick all of the above. Bipolar, tripolar, quadpolar. You know, I'm really thankful to the Lord God Almighty that I'm still here to talk about this right now. Because what would have happened if I had passed away yesterday and people wouldn't know exactly the extent of what I'm talking about? When I talk about this kind of stuff, it makes me embarrassed. Because it doesn't even sound real. It should go down, and that's why it's going on this video, because I'm going to put it in a book. And it'll be nonfiction, but it'll sound like fiction because it's that insane. It makes me wonder, what did she do to my mom? You know, my mom just mysteriously wasn't alive anymore. James mysteriously wasn't alive anymore. What about that guy, what was his name? Francis? What happened to him? What about the other one? I'll remember his name. You see, my memory's coming back really good. And it's not because of, it's post-traumatic stress disorder, where I was just not able to deal with that whole segment of my life. So I put it away. You know, she would tell me things like, nobody likes you. Did you know that? All the popular kids think you're stupid. They think you're ugly. They can't stand you because you're fat. She told me that about the popular kids. And I'm not even going to name them because they know who they are. And for whatever reason, you know, they did ignore me. They did treat me like I was invisible. But you know what? I treated them the same way. And why? Probably because of the nasty things that she told me. Because she had already slept with them. All. At the same time. You know? How can I try to figure that out, guys? When I'm sitting here trying to figure out, you know, does my hair look good because the cute boy might walk down the hallway in a little while? How can I try to figure out that kind of mentality? But I've been racking my brain trying to figure it out. Until finally the Lord said, this is what it is. She's not your full sister. And she is evil right now. And I personally don't know if there's forgiveness for the kind of things that she's done. That's between her and the Lord. I really don't know. But what I do know is I'm thankful that I'm away from her and I am fully protected. But she's got innocent bystanders in her literal grips, but not for long. And the Lord God Almighty, He gives and He takes away. And I've been trying so hard to say, hey, you know, something's not right here. You need to get everybody away from this. But nobody listened. And now they're taking pictures with their breasts looking like they're hanging down to the ground. And they look like they're empty. Are you trying to look like Kim Kardashian, Grace? Okay? Is that what Susan's empire that she's trying to build? A bunch of whores so that she can exploit them? Is that the next step? Susan, is the next step you making videos of your daughters and my daughters? Are you going to try to get them in the empire? Well, guess what? Guess what? Huh? The sheriff's in town. And the sheriff says, no, ma'am. You're going to go to jail for the things that you've done. And you probably won't be able to get free. Because I'm telling everything. You sat there and you watched James take his last breath. And you didn't do anything about it because you wanted him dead. And all of those tears that you cried after the fact was because you couldn't believe that you stood there and you watched your husband die. Because you knew he loved you. Even though you are a whore, and even though he did some crazy things too, you knew he was a good person, and he had a good heart, and he had a bunch of people that loved him. And that's why nobody wanted to give you a dime to help you bury him, because they knew you contributed to his death, but they didn't know the extent of it. They didn't know that it was more than just you stressing him out. They didn't know that you sat there and you watched him, and you didn't do anything to help him. What kind of psychic are you, Susan? You're not a psychic, Susan. You're a psycho. And I do not care what kind of threats that you make against me. All right? My counselor knows. My doctor knows. Everybody knows. And these videos that I'm making are being sent to the proper authorities. So keep trying to spin your web and figure out what's your next move. What you really need to figure out is how to put your two hands together and pray to the Lord God Almighty. That would be step one. I'm sorry, guys, whoever's watching this, but this is what I gotta do. Don't watch it if it makes you uncomfortable. But please share it, because this needs to get out there. William Jean Brent was set up by Susan Ramsing. She went out there. She got the people together, friends that she went to school with. She got them to get their fathers to do a big cocaine deal at the Econo Lodge, where they were shot execution style. And then my family, my little baby, brand new child, and my mother was terrorized because we were wondering when these people were going to come and kill us because of my sister being nasty. And then a year later, my mom's gone. How do I know, Susan? How do I know that you weren't involved or that your actions weren't involved in that? You got some splaining to do, Luciferinda. I'll talk to y'all soon.